record button. Okay, jolly good. We're off. Right. Okay. Well, first thing I should say actually is that I haven't actually managed to speak to Jay since the conference, so I have no idea what he wants me to talk to you guys about tonight. But don't panic. Don't panic. I do MLSP webinars for my team as well. So I was listening to his webinar last week. So I think what I'll do is just kind of carry on a little bit from where he left off in terms of Facebook about 20 minutes ago. I thought, right, okay, had no direction from him, so maybe we'll just do a little bit of Facebook stuff today, and I'll answer any questions that you would like to put to me about My Lead System Pro, about how to get the best out of it. And I think Jay was mentioning a little bit about attraction marketing, and just kind of understanding the whole attraction marketing thing. So I haven't put any slides together, but I will do you a couple of sort of little demos on Facebook, and as I say, and then we can pop into My Lead System Pro back office and maybe just have a little show of the campaign stuff there and how you can use that on Facebook. So is Susan Worth on tonight? Let's have a look. Oh, she is. She is. Now I wonder if I can actually, Susan. I don't know if you've got any microphone on or anything. I'm going to give this a go. I know I haven't warned you about this, but I was really, really impressed by what you posted the other day in the Facebook group, that you took action. You just for the benefit of everybody else, Susan posted in the group that the homework for last week was to send out some emails with the swipe copy that Jay provided. And she sent 3 emails and somebody signed up. And so I just wanted to call you out, Susan. If I don't know if I'm going to be able to do this. I'm unmuting you, Susan. I don't know if this is going to work or not. Can you hear me or can you speak? No, it doesn't look like this is going to work. I wanted to just call her out and just see how that had actually made her feel, but this doesn't look like this is going to work. But anyway, I just wanted to say big congratulations to you, Susan. And maybe you could type something in the box and just, or even in the group, and just sort of say how that made you feel. And this is really what it's about, guys. When you're taking in all this training, go and apply it straight away, because what Jay is doing in this group, which I think is really great, is he's doing it all in really simple, bite-sized chunks. And that, whether you like the homework thing or whatever, whether you're the type of person that needs that, or you just like to take it in stages like he's giving it, I just think that was absolutely great that Susan took action, applied what she'd learned, and got an immediate result, which was absolutely superb. So well done, Susan, and well done to everybody else that took action this week. That's great, and that's the way it goes. So that being said, what I thought I'd show you today is, because he was talking about connecting with people on Facebook, I just thought I'd show you a couple of tips on how to connect with people on Facebook. So I don't know, was last week's training, was that kind of like week 1? Can anybody, or maybe just show your hands, because I don't think I can see messages on here at the moment. Can we just have a show of hands? Is that week 1 that he was doing yesterday? Okay, thank you, Tina. So this is kind of like week 2 then, is that right? Okay, right, thank you. So I don't know how far, how well you know Facebook, but can you all see my screen? Hopefully you can all see my screen here. I'm showing just the MLSP massive group here at the moment. So what I thought you'd do, you want to be connecting with people who are your target market. Now, I think Jay explained this last week, that sometimes he found it very difficult in the beginning to understand that actually his target market was other network marketers, because we're always taught that you don't poach staff or poach people from other companies, aren't we? But you've got to look at it from a completely different angle. What we're doing now is we're doing attraction marketing, and therefore you're branding yourself as a leader as you're becoming a leader. So you're quite literally sort of learning to become a leader and branding yourself as a leader at the same time. Now, I'm not suggesting you go around and say I'm a guru, this, that, and the other. But what I am suggesting is that you start acting like a leader. And to do that, what you want to be doing is promoting all the fantastic stuff, if you like, that's in the back office of My Lead System Pro, because that makes you being able to give away something of real value to your target market. And as I said, your target market is people that are already in the industry. So you're looking to connect with other network marketers or entrepreneurs or just people who are, already sold on the idea of having their own business. It's what we call the low hanging fruit, if you like. It's people that who already like the idea of being an entrepreneur. So there's no point in having a massive list of friends on Facebook if if you're maxed out with 5,000 friends on Facebook, if they're people in the car industry or, people who are just not in the network marketing industry or not even anything to do with it. You want to be talking and connecting with the right people. So how do we do that? Well, I don't know if you've ever noticed. I'm going to just go over to my profile at the moment. And if you go through some of the, the Facebook training that's in the back office, you'll see, exactly, it tells you exactly how to set up your profiles. Something that I see big mistake that people miss out on is not having their fan page linked to that. They have something like, works at, and some, and that doesn't go anywhere. Well, that goes directly to my fan page. But we'll cover that in another training because fan pages are sort of a whole different ball game. But don't miss a trick with anything on your profile. If you go into my about section, I've made sure that I've got my about page from my blog on there. I've got my fan page there. I've got my website there, and a little bit about me. You really want to be connecting with people on Facebook and then moving them away from Facebook, as soon as you can to your home or your blog or your website or anything that says lots more about you. So you start the conversations on social networks like Facebook and Twitter, that kind of thing. And then as soon as possible, you get them away. You can connect, but get them, inviting. This is literally inviting people to sort of come over and check me out. Okay, so let's go back to my profile here. Now, so what I wanted to say, you want to be building your friends. If you're new to Facebook, you want to get to 500 friends as soon as possible, but you want them to be targeted friends. So a lot of people, as I said, miss the trick here, and they actually have self-employed entrepreneur or self-employed and loving it, that kind of thing there. So Facebook actually allows you to do some really selective friendship requests. So for example, if I type in here self-employed, and then if I just go to the bottom here and just click more results, what we're looking for is for people. So we're going to look here. So I'm going to click over on the left hand side. Hopefully you can all see my screen here. Give me a shout if you can't. So you just go and click on people here, and then look what Facebook does. It actually gives you three options of filters here. Since they changed it to timeline, I mean, this used to be super. You used to get about 15 selections on here, I think. But with the most important one is location. Look, you can select people by location. So say, for example, I was looking for people, I don't know, in Birmingham or Manchester or, Manchester, United Kingdom. Look, do you see how powerful this is? This is telling me all the people that are on Facebook that are self-employed and live in Manchester. So if you wanted to build a local business, then you want to start connecting with people, in a local business. Now, what it does first of all here is it shows you your existing friends, and then underneath it's going to show you a load of people who are just self-employed and loving it, and you haven't friended them yet. Now, please, please, please avoid the temptation to just go click add friend, because that is no benefit whatsoever. Yes, you'll have a list of friends who are, but you haven't connected with them. You really want to be going onto these people when, and I would suggest doing this 3 times a day in batches of no more than 5 to 10. Be very, very careful when you do this. Do not do more than 5 to 10 friend requests at any time, because you'll get your account banned. And especially don't go and just copy paste the same message, because you really will get banned then. So I would suggest doing it in batches of about 5 at a time, and maybe doing it 2 or 3 times. 2 or 3 times a day, sort of maybe first thing in the morning, lunchtime, and then maybe again in the evening, and then just go through and just click on some of these people. And I would say always look, go for the ones that are appealing. People that have got all of these are really good. Actually, they've all got really good, clear pictures, clear faces. But quite often you'll see people who've got product pictures. Don't friend them, or people that can't even be bothered to put a face picture up like this one. I don't know what that is. It's a foreign one or something. I don't understand that one. Um, there's some that I just wouldn't be naturally drawn to. I like to see people's faces, the clues in the name, Facebook. All these people look lovely, lovely, happy, smiley profile pictures, and think about that yourself with your own profile picture. Make sure it's a nice, happy profile picture where you're showing your eyes, no sunglasses or anything like that. And then literally just go and send them a message, connect with them. You can just put something like I don't know, I saw you in so we've got several mutual friends. I see you're also a network marketer. How's that going for you? Always end the conversation with a little question, but never, ever, 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 ever send them a link to your business opportunity straight away. Definitely not. So let's just pick one of these. I haven't done any sort of research. She looks nice. Let's have a look at her. And then just find something. She's an independent business owner. She studied in Austin. Oh look, she's magnetic sponsoring, and that's handy. And she's my lead system pro as well. So why isn't she on our webinar then? She's in Manchester. Why isn't she's probably in Jay's team? Perhaps she's on the call tonight. I don't know. Well, that's interesting. So immediately I can see that she's with 5 links. I can see that she's with my lead system pro, and I can see she's like magnetic sponsoring. So possibly she's very happy with what she's doing, but we've got a lot in common there. We've also got mutual friends, and so she's obviously very worth connecting with. So like that, stand out from the crowd. She's obviously clearly trying to do it. So I would literally just click add friend request sent. Always send a message. And I'll just say, hi, Samantha. I see. Let's just say, I always like to start with this one actually. You just popped up in my, what do they say? I think Facebook says Facebook people I may want to know. Just popped up in my Facebook people I may want to know. So I thought I would drop you a quick message and friend request, as I see we have a lot in common. And then I'm just going to make a comment about magnetic sponsoring. And did you enjoy it too? And that's it. Always end the conversation with a question, and just try and find something, something that you can connect with, something that you can relate to on their page. And sometimes don't even do it about anything to do with business. Just say, I really liked your profile picture. If somebody's skydiving or something like that, I quite often go for that one. And funny enough, after talking to Diane Hockman at the MLM Summit, she hardly ever puts any business stuff in. So you might want to, take her advice and just completely steer away from business. You can see that, you can see from here that you've got a lot in common. So if she had something, really nice in the picture here, then I would perhaps just comment completely on the picture. But I have mentioned magnetic sponsoring. I haven't talked about My Lead System Pro or anything else like that. But she's definitely a worthwhile connection. You never know. She might not be happy in her business. She might ultimately be looking for somebody who's going to stand out as a leader. So how am I going to finish that? I'm just going to put kind regards, Nikki. Now I can tell you that would be far too stiff for Diane Hopman. She's a lot more she's a lot more friendly. I think that's probably a little bit more serious than I normally am. So I am trying to sort of soften mine up after speaking to Diane. She is, as I say, she just likes to have fun on Facebook, and people are drawn to her because of that. And I think we can all, sort of take note from that. So I'm going to send that now off to her, and that's another new friend on Facebook. And also as well, you'll find once you start doing this and sort of on Facebook, I've got hundreds of Facebook requests here waiting for me to go through. And the reason it takes me so long to go through them is because I like to connect with them. I don't just click confirm, 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 confirm. I do sometimes when I'm really when they stack up too much. But every single one of these, I will at some point try and just go and connect with them and just say a nice message to them, and you'll find that they will really stack up. And after a while, you won't have to do the friend request yourself. You'll end up with a ton of friend requests coming through. So one other thing I just wanted to show you. So that's how to connect with people. Let me just get a show of hands. Are you hearing me? Is that all making sense? Can you just give me a quick show of hands if that's all useful information? Excellent. Okay, good. Thank you very much. So what else I thought I'd also show you is, I don't know, and let me put those hands down. How many of you have actually, let me put those hands down. How many of you have actually got a blog at the moment? Yay. Okay, about half of you. Okay. Right, that's good. And I can't remember why I asked that. Why did I just ask that? I can't remember. Anyway, oh yes, I know why I just asked that, because of what I'm going to show you. So that's how you connect with people. But what you also want to be doing, particularly if you have a blog, that's why I just asked the question. You can go self-employed, or not self-employed. Let's type in network marketing on here, because that's what we do, isn't it? Network marketing. And I'm going to say show more results again. Just click network marketing. You could put entrepreneurs, you could put anything that you're truly interested in, maybe health products if you're with a health company, as I know a lot of you are. And then I'm going to go over here this time, and I'm going to click groups. Okay. So what this does is this gives you a list of all the groups where you can see, all these people, all these are full of network marketing people. So let's just, no, we're not going to pick one of those. So what we're going to do, we're going to pick mine. There's mine. There's my group, okay? Which you're more than welcome to join, particularly if you have a blog. I have to say, people are getting a bit. It used to be a really lovely, because you can see it's quite small. There's 277 members, and what I encouraged very much, as you can see at the top here, share people's posts before posting your own blog post. And it used to work really well, but sadly, I'm not controlling it as much as I used to. And as you can see, people are just, this means it's been auto posted. A lot of these have been auto posted, which I don't like. These that have all got the little icons, you can tell that one's a direct posting as well. So what that means is they're not actually visiting the group, they're just sending their syndication tools out and and just literally going in a group. So I quite often just go through here and kick a load of people out for spamming the group and that kind of thing. Same thing as Jay does in his group. But this is what you can do. Even if you don't have a blog, what you can do is just to come in here and, come and have a look at some of the blog posts in here and make comments on them. And, you'll really stand out a mile if you do that kind of thing. And if you've got your own blog, then what's really powerful here is to just pick a couple of these that really interest you, and click on them, go to their blogs and look for blogs that have got comment love installed on them, because what that means is you can then make comments on other people's blog and get a link back to your own blog from there, which is very, very powerful if you're making some good comments. So get practicing at making some good comments in the group. And what I mean by that is not just sort of say great post, or useful tips, thanks. Pick out something from somebody's report or something that somebody has said in the group. Pick something out and say, that's really interesting, particularly point number 5. I really struggled with that when I started, but what I found is, relate to people. Yes, I can relate to you, and this is what I found, and this is how I've overcome it. And if people can see that you're consistently doing that, then that's great business practice as well. Have you seen that? I just got 10 friend requests in the sake of a few seconds, because I just cleared that a minute ago. That's ridiculous. can tell the states are online now, can't you? Because they're all going mad. Right, so hopefully that's sort of given you a couple of ideas. And then what I wanted to do was to just go into My Lead System Pro here. Now, did he give you? I think he gave you steps 1 and 2 to go through. Did he last week? I can't remember. I wasn't paying attention. I think you're maybe you get what's number 3? Let's go and look. What's number 3? Don't tell him, anybody. Well, he didn't tell me what he wanted me to go through. So, what's this? Marketing funnel, professional. I don't even know what that one's about, actually. Oh, the system campaigns. Oh, perfect. Well, that's what I was going to show you, as if by magic. Look, so my websites. Has anybody checked out these system campaigns yet? Can we have a? Because I do feel like I'm sitting talking to myself sometimes here. Has anybody actually gone through the system campaigns? Well, Ron has. Well done, Ron. Debbie has. Fantastic. Nobody else. Okay, nobody else. Okay, interesting. Right. Well, these you will love. I mean, these system campaigns. So look, you've got about 19. I actually don't know how many you get right in the beginning because I don't recall having all these when I first started. So if you've just started, if you've just started in My Lead System Pro, can anybody tell me how many you get when you first start now? But you find these under the My Websites, and you've got product campaigns there, and you've got system campaigns there. And the way I like to use these, and these are fantastic, particularly this one. This is my favourite, weekly marketing webinars. I mean, it's not so much that the capture page is fantastic because it's fairly plain one. There's some really colourful. Oh, it's going to start in a minute. Let me just stop that. Stop. That's not especially colourful or beautiful, that one. But how powerful is this? Imagine just having. Imagine. Sorry, that was a bit of a theme from the MLM Summit, wasn't it? Imagine, Brian. Imagine having a conversation on Facebook with somebody, and that the conversation has moved on to your network marketing. So I would say, build the conversation, build on the conversation. Don't start talking about business. Be friendly, be nice. I see we've got a lot in common, and then you just sort of say, oh, I see you're with, later on, I see you're with, whatever network marketing company they're with. How's that going for you? Are you building your business online or offline? Those are the sort of questions you can ask. What's your favorite marketing strategy? How's that going for you? In amongst other chat as well. Don't do it all business. And eventually they're probably going to say to you, well, I'm struggling with lead generation or cash flow, because those are the two biggest problems in network marketing. We all know that is the biggest problem. So, you can then say to them, how would it help you if I invited you to a webinar that's totally free, that you can listen to the 6 and 7 figure earners in the industry who are all doing, what's working now. They're teaching us the latest online marketing strategies that are really working now. Would that interest you? Would that help? Imagine how powerful that is. And all you've got to do is grab your link here. So you can see, I don't know if you can see right at the top here, but essentially the code is weeklymarketingwebinars.com, and you just put your username, your MLSP username, in front of that. And but always ask them, don't say, oh, wouldn't it help you to attend this? Here's my link. Don't. Just say, would it help? Would you like it if I could give you a free webinar, invite you every single Wednesday? Because as a part of MLSP, that's what you can do. You can invite people to those weekly webinars, and they are amazing. Now, I know they're 2:00 in the morning, so if you're with UK people, it's a bit of a pain, and they obviously can't get the recordings because they're not members. But that's even more of a push to get them in. But if you happen to be dealing with people in the States, then they can very easily tune into these. So I love that one because that one is so easy to just give away, and you're giving tons of value. When you go onto these social sites, I think it's a mentality thing. It's totally about how you approach these people online. You don't want to be sort of going in there thinking, oh, they're a good prospect. If you go about it with a mentality, who can I help today? You'll find that your business will just change. Your whole mentality and your posture will change if you just think, who can I help? Because you've got so much in this back office that you can give away. I mean, that's just one of them. You've got prospecting ones in here. Take time to go and have a look at these webinars. And certainly if you've got a blog, then watch one of these webinars and then write about it and then put a link. Let's see if I can show you an example. Let's just get rid of that a second. Oops. Oh, can't type. Right, this is my blog. Let me just... Have I done any recently on the campaigns? I'm sure I have. No, and that wasn't. Oh, it's typical, isn't it? I can't find one. Another good one to do as well, if you've got a blog, do a review of My Lead System Pro. That's, and always a controversial one, sort of why I said no, and then changed my mind, because I did. I said no right at the beginning, and right at the end, I've got a link. All you have to do is put a little picture of whatever it is. If you've got a blog and you haven't yet found Jing, JING.com, it's absolutely brilliant. It's this little thing here. You can see this. I don't know if you can see this here. You see this frame? You can literally just take a picture of anything on a screen. I love it. You literally just grab the frame and do that. And what it does is just take a picture, capture an image, and you save it as a Jing. Another great thing to do if you're on PowerPoint, you can just, grab any sort of pictures that you want off Google, type on them, do them all over. If you want to do Craigslist advertising or anything like that, it's absolutely super for that. So love Jing. A little bit of trivia there for you. And another great tool as well, if you're one of these people that really isn't very good at time management, eggtimer.com, eggtimer.com, so e.ggtimer.com. Literally, you can just type in 60 minutes. I mean, it was Gavin Mountford, wasn't it, that was saying work in 60-minute rotations. So you just set 60 minutes on here, go, and after 60 minutes, it beeps like mad at you. Absolutely fabulous for productivity. So there you go. I've thrown a few things at you this evening. Now, homework. Feel free, go into the Facebook group if you've got any questions, because I'm not quite sure how the messages come up on here. Oh, here we go. There we've got questions. Okay, there we go. If you've got any questions right now, or if you've got anything you'd like me to... Oh, there's loads. Okay. Right, what's this? I don't know what that is. Maureen, I'm not quite sure what that is. Over 1,000 unique IDs, but no leads. Okay. I'm not quite sure what that was about. Maybe you're answering something I said. Promote the free webinar. Yeah, absolutely. There you go. Fantastic tip from Maureen. Promote the free weekly webinars every week on Twitter. Absolutely brilliant. And just post it on your profile as well. I wouldn't go mad with posting stuff, as Jay was saying last time, sort of once a day. If you're posting 5 times a day on something, then at least once a day you can put something business. But absolutely on Wednesday, promote the free webinar. Yeah, great suggestion, Maureen. Absolutely brilliant. Love your blog, Vicky. Thank you very much, Maureen. What a nice lady you are. Thanks for mentioning Jing. I know Jing's fantastic, isn't it? Absolutely love. The day I found Jing, well, I was told by Jordan Schultz, I think, who's in My Lead System Pro. He's my Spencer. Hang on, there's a question here. Nikki, could you do that Jing thing again? Could I do that Jing thing again? Okay, I'll do that Jing thing again. Right, it's jing.com. So it's by TechSmith. It's just a free download. So say I wanted to take a picture of that. Once it's downloaded onto your laptop or PC, I don't know if you can see this. Can you see this little sun in the corner? Because as soon as you've downloaded it, it just puts this sun in the corner. And then you just grab this frame, the capture frame, and you get this frame. Can you see it? It's quite thin. And literally, you just draw around what you want like that. So you've got a nice little picture. And then you click that and capture. I don't think it'll do it on here because I'm already screen recording with GoToWebinar. But you just capture that, and then you just do File Save As, and you just save it into your graphics folder as a ping picture, and you can post that anywhere. You can post it on your blog, you can post it on Facebook, wherever you want. And actually, you can also do 5-minute screen videos as well, screen capture videos. So if you can condense what you want to say in like 5 minutes, then you can do a free recording. Once you've captured that, let's see if it'll work. Capture. Yes, it does. You can put a frame around it. You can do little arrows on it. You can just cancel it there. You can copy it and paste it and save. And you can share it. So you can just share it online. But yeah, you can do... must come up before the... Let's cancel that. I know it comes up on the... I can't remember where it comes up. I think it comes up on the... I've got my son right in the corner where my go-to webinar is. So if I double click on that, there we go. Preferences, send feedback down. Oh, I can't remember how you do it, but anyway, it's one of the three buttons that. How do I get out of that? Done. There we go. Off you go, little sunshine ball. Is it that one? I wonder. No, that's history. It must be on there. Capture. Oh, that's right. I think once you've taken that, redo section. Oh, there we go. Capture video. Oh, I better not do that now. That's how you do it. Oh, it gives you a countdown, and you can do a 5-minute Jing video there. Okay, so does that answer that question? I hope. Jolly good. See if I got. Did you get that, Ron? Does that make sense? I think so. Okay, Brian Finale. Oh, Nikki, could you do? Oh no, that was you again. Brian Finale's setup on MLSP and Facebook. Maureen, don't know what you mean by that. You're talking about following some of Brian Finale's training on the setup. I mean, basically, just go through, the trainer in the order that they recommend. That's the sensible way, and I'm sure Jay will put you straight on what I was supposed to be training you on today. I'm sure he'll probably do that next week. He told me not to do. He did say, didn't he? Don't go too fast. Just let them. And I think that's right. Is nice step by step. I can't remember the question. Brian Finale sent an email when we joined the group about setting up Facebook applications, but I didn't know what to do. Ooh. Okay. Facebook applications or Facebook, maybe Facebook pages. I don't know. You get some Facebook apps to go on Facebook pages when you're a platinum member. So that might be what you're talking about. I'm not sure. Any question? How's it spelled? Jing. Yes, Jing. Jing. Does Jing work with iMac? Yeah, I'm using a Mac. Or I'm using a MacBook Pro anyway. I'm a new user to a MacBook Pro as well, so it's all a bit new to me. It was behind the message box, Nikki. That's why I did not see it. Ah, right. Sorry. Yes, I've got mine to come up in the top right-hand corner. So yes, it's just kind of a big sunshine that appears on there. Okay. How do you set up a blog? Okay, Tina, right, I'll answer that one just a second. Let's see what else we've got here. Does that mean that for 5 minutes the image shows then disappears? No, it does a 5, 4, 3, 2, 1, and then you are screen recording, Maureen. And audio and screen, so you can do a screenshot. It's absolutely brilliant if you just want to, a couple of times somebody said to me, oh God, I really don't know how to do this. And I'm trying to tell them, I mean, you can do Skype screen share as well, which is very good. But if there's a couple of people and you think it might benefit other people as well, then what I've done in the past is literally just gone on 5 minutes, or a 3 minute. This is how you do it. And then you can just email the link out because you upload it to the internet. That's where it stores it somewhere. It just gives you this funny long link that is actually an internet link, and you can just post it in a Skype group and say to people, there you go, that's how you do it, or post it in a Facebook, that's how you do it. And you can store those as well. So it is a really cool little tool, actually. I love it. So no, it's not the image. It does do your whole screen and audio. It's brilliant, just like Camtasia, which is another good one. There's still Cam Studio is still free for PCs. If anybody just wants to try that, I was using that right up until I swapped over to a Mac. So it was perfectly fine. Every screen recording I've done was on a free piece of software called Cam Studio. So you can search that up in Google as well. Facebook applications set up in MLSP. Yeah, I think that's what you're asking. I think that's what you must be talking about with Brian. I don't know, maybe Jay will tell you something different. It's not, I don't remember that email from Brian, but I can only think that he's talking about the Facebook apps, which comes with the Platinum which I don't use because I've set up my own Facebook apps, so I don't use that in my lead system pro. But maybe Jay will show you that. It's much clearer on a Mac, is it? Good. How do you link fan page to your profile? Okay, I'll show you that. Is a fan page the same as page? Yes, it is. So yes, Tina, fan page is pages. They just call them pages now. No, fan pages was the old thing. So I'll show you that in just a sec. Brian Finale again. I don't know what you mean, Maureen. Brian Finale. Thank you, Tina. You're very welcome. Okay, so that was how do you set up a blog and how do you link your pages. Okay, how do you set up a blog? Right, you go into My Lead System Pro and you go under the training tab and then you go to marketing strategies. Okay. And under marketing strategies, you'll see you have several nice little sections called social networking, content marketing, paid marketing. In fact, look at this. This is a marketing library completely. Offline stuff, paid marketing, content marketing, and social networking. So what you want is the content marketing and blogging. You go to blogging and there are, look at this, about video 1, video 2, video 3, takes you step by step, and you'll see them. They're like sort of 6 minutes long. It's not death by PowerPoint or death by videos. Look, 5 minutes long, 6 minutes long. Just takes you step by step on how to build your blog. Now, I must admit, I've never gone through these because I already had my blog set up before I joined My Lead System Pro. So I've never gone through it, but I have known people to go through it and they didn't have any problems. So it tells you how to connect. Oh, I really wish they'd take out GoDaddy. If you get to that bit, go for HostGator. Don't go to GoDaddy. GoDaddy's domain name, actually. I just think GoDaddy for domain names is very, very confusing. They try and upsell you on so many things and you just don't know whether you need them, but you don't. If you go with GoDaddy, they are quite cheap, but just don't go for any of the upsells because you just don't need it. HostGator is fabulous hosting, fabulous. Wouldn't go anywhere else. Picking your theme. See, they're promoting Thesis, which is actually quite a professional software. My friend Ruth, she uses one called Flex, or Flex 3, I think it is, and it's free. And she's got a fabulous blog. So if you want to know, I'll grab a link for that off Ruth if you want to know how to do that with a free theme. Right, so hopefully that's answered that. Facebook, you just wanted to know how to connect. Let's go to I can't remember how I did it actually. Let me find out. I'm sure I'll suss it out. Right, it's here. So no, it's not there. Sorry. It's in your setup. So if you go to I think it's in the about. Yes, it's in the employers section. And if you go to edit, obviously you need your fan page set up first. And then once you've got your fan page set up, you literally just typed in, you see where it says position, you type what you want it to say, because that's normally where people have worked at or whatever or something. So you say, visit my fan page. And then I think I can't remember where, this is all changed since I did it, you see. Oh, here we go, entrepreneur, add a project. Do you know, I can't remember. I think you've just got to type it, because how did I make that clickable? So it's there, isn't it? How have I done that? Do you know what? I will play around and find it, because I set this up before it changed over to Timeland, and all this has changed. Because I remember having to fiddle around with it. I don't know. Who was that? Well, I'll tell you what I'll do. I'll work it out and I'll post it in the in Jay's group, because I honestly can't see from there. That's not clickable, is it? If I delete that, that's going to delete. Yeah, I don't want to do that. I don't know. And I need to know because I have actually written a Facebook ebook, so I do need to know. I've got to update it all for Timeline. So I will find out for you. So apologies, useless, failed. But I will post it in the group for you. So has anybody got any final questions? Because we've sort of gone over the 40 minutes. I hope I haven't blinded you with science and taken you on two steps. I hope you found that useful. Anyway, did you? Can we just have a show of hands? Was that useful? Did it help at all in terms of helping you sort of understand who to connect with? Oh, excellent. Oh, you're a nice bunch. I'll come back. I'll come back again. But yeah, if you've got any questions or comments or anything else, I can't even tell Jay that I didn't do what he asked, because he didn't ask me to do anything, and I haven't just done what I wanted, really, haven't I? Fuck a webinar. Thank you very much, Debbie. And thank you for your comments on I think it was you, Debbie, your comments on my Facebook with 3 awesome marketers. You're a star. Love you lots. Yes, it's useful. Thank you. Jolly good. Thank you, Angus. And yes, I'll post that other stuff to the Facebook group. Okay, so if that's all right with you, I've got another webinar to do tonight. So in fact, if anybody does want to, we are doing me and Ruth are doing a blog, how to why you need a blog, how to set up a blog, what sort of things you need to post on a blog. We're doing that at 10 o'clock tonight. If anybody wants to, I will. In fact, should I post the link here? No, I can't, because I've no idea what the link is, so can't do that. But if anybody wants to know, just come over to my page, Nikki Price Public, and just ask me, and I will post the link there. Okay, so on that note, I will say thank you very much, and good night.